We're here with our weekly chat with Cobber head coach Terry Horan. Only 3 weeks left to go in the season. It's hard to believe. Temperatures getting a lot colder. But first, let's go back a week, talk about the great homecoming win last Saturday against Augsburg. Just a terrific crowd, over 5,500 people in the stands. Great atmosphere. You guys got on the board right away. Once again, you got off to a great lead. Talk a little bit about what were the keys to last week against beating Augsburg.
Well, it was a fantastic game, and playing in front of such a great crowd and having your alums back. You know, you always want to play at your best when they're back in town. And I'll tell you what, our kids really performed. They really performed well. We got out of the gates early again. Some key turnovers. I mean, that fumble recovery on the inch line again took away a score from Augsburg, but we went on a 94-yard drive and put 7 points on the board. So kids just keep coming up with big plays.
Another big drive that you had in the game was late. That last drive that you had that sealed the win. You took over with about 9.5 to go on the game, and you drove for over 7 minutes and ended up getting a score. What was the mood like in the huddle and also on the sideline as far as you guys getting the ball back that late in the game and what you wanted to do?
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a championship drive at its best. Momentum had swung in Augsburg's corner, and we needed that. We were going into the win. 9 minutes, 48 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, and they just came up with 2 quick scores on us and made it really interesting. Well, we decided we needed to attack them and go right at them, and the way we do that best is with our 1-2 punch and Bonnie and Goda, and then come with some play action off of that and really eat the clock. And Mike Dunham did a great job at just handling himself composed, watching the clock, the play clock, and making sure we were snapping the ball with about 5 to 3 seconds left, and it was a thing of beauty. It really was. And we had some big plays. We had a couple fourth down plays that we were able to convert on, and then to be able to score with a minute and some to go, that was huge. And the mood, though, our kids weren't hanging their heads at all. They knew that we needed to pick it up a notch and turn the switch up, and they were able to do that.
Talk a little bit about one of the people, the players that fans might not know, is you talked about a little bit, Luke Goda,
Yeah.
local kid who's come on in the last 3-4 games, has really done really well as far as giving Brett Bonnie, your starting fullback, a spell.
Yeah.
Now you always have like a 1-2 punch as far as being able to rest one on a play and then bring the other one back. Talk a little bit about what Luke Goda's done through in the past couple of weeks.
Well, he's been phenomenal, and it's his first year at the position, and he gets better each and every week. I always, since we've got a new Springer Spaniel at home, I talk about Bonnie being the bulldog and Goda's our Springer Spaniel. I mean, those two, you got the workhorse in the Bonnie, and boy, when you carry as much as he does and where he carries the ball, he's getting hits, and he's bruised and banged up right now, but when you got that spring in your step in Goda that can come onto the field and light a spark, it is a great 1-2 punch. I mean, Goda's quick to the hole, he understands, he's a student of the game, and he's a really good pass receiver too. He catches the ball and he does a lot with it after the catch. So we're pleased with him. He's really, it's better than I even thought it was going to be. I mean, we always knew he was athletic and he could run. Former quarterback, and you look at our offense and our defense, we got former quarterbacks all over the place. So it's been fantastic.
3 weeks to go. Suddenly you're 5-2, 3-2 in the conference. You're right back in the thick of things, fighting for those top couple of spots, and also potentially an NCAA playoff berth going down the line. How have the kids responded getting back into this thing?
Well, I think it's exciting. Anytime when you get to this point of the season and you can talk some playoffs, obviously it drives you in the end. And we know we can't have a hiccup, though. We have 2 losses under our belt. We've got 3 opponents left, and it's going to be exciting. And I mean, a lot can happen here. In our league right now, you got St. Thomas at the top, undefeated. You have Bethel with 1 loss. You've got St. Olaf with 1 loss. Bethel hosts St. Thomas this weekend. St. Olaf travels to Augsburg this weekend, and then we're at Hamline, but the following week we host Bethel. Bye week, we go to St. Olaf. So, we really kind of control our own destiny there, and it'll be interesting to see how this all shakes out.
You take it one game at a time, and now that brings us to Hamline this week. You go down on the road again. You're 3-0 on the road. It's been real nice to Concordia. You're playing a Hamline team. Struggled a little bit, but people might not know they have the third-ranked pass defense in the league. One of the keys is going to be for the Concordia to be able to establish that, and which ties into Michael Dunham closing in on Ethan Pohl's overall passing yardage record. A little bit about what the passing game will have to do this week against Hamline.
Well, I think when we go into Hamline, we got to continue to do what we've been doing, and that's being two-dimensional. I mean, once you become one-dimensional, you're pretty easy to defend. So we got to be able to keep people on their heels. We'd like to stay on the field, obviously, and we lead the league in time of possession, and that's the one stat that I care about. You know, we want to hang on to the football, we want to stay on the field, we want to grind the clock, and defensively, obviously, we need to play at a very high level, and they're running an offense very similar to us, which, you know, when you don't see it a whole lot, it can be kind of tough to defend because you got to really be assignment honed, and that's something that we've worked on, and obviously with us running that style of offense, you know, you can give some hints and things like that of what we want to try to do. But you're right, you know, Hamline's one of those teams right now that, you know, and they haven't won a game. It's their homecoming game. They obviously are going to be fired up to play in front of their alums. Defensively, they're a very physical defense. They've got kids that have played a lot for them, I understand and know that very much. And then special's got to play a big part. I mean, that gives you field position. So, you know, all three phases, we need to be at our A game, and we're hoping that we can be there.
Good luck on Saturday.
Hey, thanks a lot.